A blessed day to you, all my sports to the bone people. Welcome back to another video. Yeah, man. Thank you all for tuning in. So, a couple days ago, CWI, they named the squad, the test squad, that will be touring England. And I realized that I am not worried about the bowling one bit. Yes, I realized that I am not even concerned about the bowling. And I remember at one point, a couple years ago, I would be saying, oh boy, I don't know how the bowlers going to manage. So it brought me to the point where I decided to just take a look at our options and how we might look going forward. Looking at it, I am a bit more concerned about our batting than the bowling. Right? So in this video, I am just going to spend the time and talk about our bowling options in Test cricket and ODIs. I know it is T20 World Cup time and we're all in the fever of the T20 World Cup, but with the test team, with the test squad coming out, I am feeling hopeful as it relates to one aspect. Not saying that the guys, the batsmen cannot go out there and do a job for us, but if I was equally confident about the batting as I am with the bowling, I would be saying yes, going into English conditions, I think that we really can go there and stamp our authority. Don't get me wrong, I am not getting ahead of myself because I know that the bowling unit that we have, it is still young, not only in age, but in terms of the amount of games that they have played. And it's basically the same thing for the batting, right? We have a few young guys there that they are just coming through. And then we have guys there that are older, yes, but they don't have a lot of test match experience, when it comes on to the batting, especially. So I'm going to spend some time and talk about 5 or 6 of our bowlers that can take us into the next 6, 7, 8 years once they remain fit and continue to improve. Because the fast bowling department is looking good. And as I said, bowlers going out there and doing well for a couple of games doesn't necessarily mean they're going to turn out to be Michael Holding, Andy Roberts, Courtney Walsh, Curtly Ambrose, Joel Garner, all of these guys. It doesn't mean they're going to turn out to be these guys. But, they have started off well. So when we look at our squad going to England, we have Jaden Seals. And as I said earlier, I'm focusing on the bowling right now. So we have Jaden Seals. Jaden Seals, he's only 22 years of age. Right? He already has 10 test matches under his belt and 10 ODIs. And I am very much impressed with him. I remember when he came on the scene at 19, I am one of them that was complaining when he played that first test. I didn't have a problem with them putting him in the squad. But I remember when he came in and played that first test, Alzarri Joseph was on a stint over there in England, and they brought him back for that particular test, and they didn't play him in the test. They played Jaden Seals and Alzarri was on the bench. And I was complaining because I was saying that, Alzarri was over there working on his skills and thing, and they brought him in and he was fit and they didn't play him. And it so happened that, Jaden Seals performed really well. So, we didn't really cause much ruckus with that. So, from the moment he came in at 19, I really and truly liked it. You understand? He came in and we were saying that no first class games, and I was explaining to people that there are going to be some players that will come in without first class experience, and the selectors would have understood that, listen, there are going to be some players that they will come without lot of experience, but based on the potential, based on what they are seeing, they are thinking that it's good to have them around the squad and take them on tours, even give them a look in. And that's what happened with Jaden Seals, and he really performed well. So Jaden Seals at 22, you understand, 10 test matches are already under his belt. Definitely a bright future once he stays fit and once he continues to improve. So he's the first piece of that puzzle that I was talking about when it comes on to our tests. The next person we have, the latest sensation, Shamar Joseph, right? Shamar Joseph, 24, yet to play an ODI, 2 test matches. Remember those test matches against Australia. His first ball in test cricket, he got Steven Smith out, right? And he performed well. Basically won us that second test there to draw the series in Australia. So Shamar Joseph, 24, looks to be a hard worker, strong, you understand? So we would expect once he's fit, his drive and his determination will keep him going. He has already expressed that he wants to play test cricket, and once test cricket is there, he will be available, right? We have heard those songs before, we have heard those stories before, so we will just have to wait and see. And it's the same thing with Jaden Seals. After making a return in the Vitality Blast over there in England, the Vitality Championship, he actually said that, listen, test cricket is what he really wants to play, and he knows that if he plays, he's going to be able to develop certain skills, develop certain balls, and he will be able to transition from a test to other formats. But test is what he wants to play. So that's another person that we are hearing that story from. As I said, we have heard this many a times, but when T20 cricket come calling, then you will find that a lot of the players, the drive and the determination and the hard work that they usually put into play test cricket, it's no longer there, because they're only required to go and bowl 4 overs for the day, and then that's it. Odin Smith, I think it was last year or a year before, was talking about, going out there and bowling 4 overs, and we were saying, it's not a good look at 26, 27, you're not able to bowl more than 4 overs in a day. You understand? If you bowl more than 4, it starts to get wayward because of the fitness. O'Shane Thomas said the same thing, that when he came into cricket, test cricket is what he really wanted to play, but he wasn't given the opportunity. He was given the T20 nod. And that is the thing in here, because T20 cricket is what is really the trending thing. As soon as we find people coming through CWI selectors, we'll look at them, especially the bowlers, the batsmen. Sometimes, they will say, all right, let's try and keep them in tests or ODIs. But once they see a pace bowler coming through, believe it or not, they're going to get them in T20s to go and play, because T20s, that is what is the hit thing right now. Next person, so we have Seals and Shamar Joseph. Alzarri Joseph. Now, Alzarri is our vice captain, has been playing for a while now, and a lot of people probably would have expected that he would have taken over the mantle long time ago and would be the man leading the attack in terms of dominating with the ball, taking a lot of wickets. I mean, he's probably the leader of the pace attack, yes, based on his experience and all. I mean, Kemar Roach is still there, but based on the fact that he's a bit younger than Roach, you would still expect him to lead the attack for a couple of years to come with the youngsters coming through. But whenever we're watching, we're still a bit concerned that with all this space, and we understand roles, we understand a man being the enforcer, and the fact that if you're the enforcer, sometimes you're going to have to bowl short and try and rush the batsman because you're the one with the pace in the team, and then others will have to maintain a good line and length. We understand all of that, but sometimes even when it's not called for. You know, that is the route that he goes. And he's 27 now, so you know, as a pace bowler, this is usually 26, 27 is when you usually come into your own. So he has a lot of cricket under his belt. So at 27, we expect him to really settle down. We are going to see how he will fare in English conditions, right? So Alzarri would be the third one. Isaiah Thorne is the youngster there from Guyana at age 19. They are taking him to England as a developmental player. He's expected to, you know, watch closely and see what's happening. Obviously, if somebody gets injured, he's probably going, if a pace bowler gets injured, he's probably going to get a look in. But I personally want to see him playing some more games before. You understand? I mean, if we have seen players from under 19 just come through and perform well. I was just talking about Jaden Seals. But based on what we have going on now, I have said it before, and I have seen where people from his country, not everybody is saying that they are fighting against him and it's because he's from Guyana why they don't want to play him. But I am calling absolutely crap on that. Shamar Joseph, Jaden Seals, Alzarri Joseph, those guys, they are all ahead of him. And then Roach obviously will play based on the conditions. Jason Holler will play. So I was saying before that this tour might be the last one for Roach. I don't know, I'm not calling retirement on anyone. But once he's phased out, then obviously Isaiah Thorne will come in. I see people saying that he should be there and they need to stop using people like Jaden Seals and Alzarri. And I am wondering why people don't stop the foolishness. You understand? So I am happy that he's there as a developmental player. If somebody picks up a knock, then I would be happy to see him go at it. But especially with our batting being weak as this, we definitely need the bowling to be solid. You understand? And Jaden Seals is just coming back from injury. Shamar Joseph shows that he has the quality, right? But he's still young to it. You understand? Still inexperienced. So obviously you're gonna go with Kemar Roach with some experience, Alzarri Joseph, and then you know you have Shamar and Jaden Seals there. So I'm not too sure how you would fit him in, right? But Isaiah Thorne, in my opinion, one for the future, somebody that I want to see around the cricket. You understand? He needs to be encouraged to bowl fast, and not only fast, but to work on his skills. You understand? Getting the ball moving and understanding how to bowl, you know, maintain a good line and learn how to work out. Top class batsmen. You understand? Moving from under 19 up, it's definitely a challenge. You understand? So we want him to be there to learn from these guys. And that's the thing, you know. A lot of times we don't have players being shepherded in. We have some players leaving and then we just have guys coming in. You understand? It's like we have Roach that is still there mentoring the other guys as they are being shepherded in. That is something that we like. You know, Shamar Joseph and these guys coming in while Roach is there. Where the batting is concerned, we don't necessarily have older guys there that are actually on their way out that can shepherd in our youngsters, because we don't have people performing to a level where they can stay in the team. You know, the guys like the Jermaine Blackwood and the Nkrumah Banner and these guys, all the guys that have been there for a while, you know, it's not like they're stable and youngsters can come around and learn. The youngsters coming in, the Mackenzie and the Arthurs and these guys coming in, they have to just jump straight in the hot seat. They can't be in and around the squad and learning. You understand? So I am happy how the bowling is going on with, you know, these guys coming in and they are able to learn. So after Isaiah Thorne, we bump up age a little bit to there are quite a few other pacers coming through, you know. But looking at guys that they have been in and around the 18, right? Jair McAllister is another one. Not as young as a couple and a few of the guys on the list here. He's 27, same age as Alzarri Joseph. Same problem I would say as Alzarri Joseph, right? Jair McAllister has the pace, but I would say the same problem in terms of always bowling the ball short. Whether the ball is new or the ball is old, right? I can understand being aggressive and all, you know, but you have to be able to control yourself, right? So he's 27. As I said, usually pace bowlers, they are coming in their prime. They're at 26, 27, and then you would have them playing up to 30, 31 or so, 32, and then if they are strong, they probably give you another year. So Isaiah Thorne, I didn't give you the amount of games. Isaiah Thorne, so far, he has 8 first class games under his belt, right? Alzarri, 32 tests and 68 ODIs, right? Jair McAllister has 16 first class games under his belt, right? We have Jeremiah Louis. Also, he was okay in the recently concluded regional championship. He's 28, a bit older than the other guys, right? 57 first class games under his belt. So Jeremiah Louis is another pacer that will be knocking on the door. We are hoping that he will be able to have another good first class tournament, and probably we will see him. Now, in terms of the spinners, so that would be a couple of pacers that I am looking at. In terms of the spinners, we have Kevin Sinclair, and Kevin Sinclair is pretty young, 24. Not a lot of experience just yet, right? He has 1 test under his belt and 7 ODIs. But based on how we are looking at things now, he's probably the first choice spinner. Yeah, man, he's the first choice spinner right now, Kevin Sinclair, and he has shown that he has the ability to bat, right? He had a very good first class season just now. He finished as the third top run scorer. He finished as the third top run scorer in the regional championship. So we're expecting him to do some work with the bat for us when we go to whenever we go to England. So he's there, and we know Gudi Kishmoti is the next spinner there that is also doing his thing. But those are the guys that I am looking at in terms of the bowling department, right? Quite a few guys that I am expecting them to have a couple of years. CWI need to make sure that they are able to keep these guys. The problem is a lot of them will probably branch off to T20 cricket, and then it's the development probably not as smooth as the development won't continue as smoothly as we would like. So see as Shamar Joseph, Alzarri, Isaiah, Jair McAllister, Kevin Sinclair, and I mentioned Jeremiah Louis. So these are the guys that I am looking at, my viewers and subscribers, to really go out there and bring our pace bowling, our bowling attack for a while. And I am talking about ODIs and tests. Obviously, some of them will branch off to T20, but I was just saying to myself, probably this is the reason I am not overly concerned about the bowling going into England. I think that the bowlers can match up, they can stand up, you understand? I am hoping that the batting department will do so. I am going to do another video where I will zoom in on the batsmen going forward that I want to see really stand up. It's like where I can highlight the bowlers picking up now. That is how I want to be able to highlight a couple of batsmen, not only because they are young, but because I am thinking that they will be good for us in the next 8-9 years to come. So that is pretty much it for this one, my people. A lengthy one, but we're going to leave it right here for now. Big up on yourself and stay safe. See you?